Click this. The Kevin Nash Podcast. 177 for those of you that like that stuff. Kev, never before did I think we might want to consider investment in the moon. And we got to talking a little bit today about kind of the future of technology. And you actually,
I think more
let me
AI
backpedal.
than anything else.
Yeah.
Just the, and one of the things that I've came across in my deep dive into the AI is the amount of energy that's going to be needed to push this technology is going to make the initial mining of Bitcoin, look like Thomas Edison's first fucking light bulb. I mean, it's
You have a friend that thinks that's a more stable investment than he wants you to dump your Berkshire
dump my Berkshire
and
and
grab a little Bitcoin.
jump on Bitcoin that's down eight points for the year and down. If I'm not mistaken, didn't it start at 123 at the beginning of this month?
I don't know.
And I think it's at what
If it
eight?
did, then it's down.
Was it? Is it?
Jesus, 120. Okay, so I can't see that for shit. Let's say, Steve.
Go,
Zoom, cameraman. Okay, so it went as
so go.
high as
So go 1 month.
115. Yeah,
What's
that's 1 month. So 115, it looks like it was at its peak.
No, it's
That
123 at one point.
that peak there. Go to the axis. Go to the y-axis. 115 is the top of the graph.
Yeah, but it. It was in the 120s.
Maybe it was beyond. Maybe it was before the month.
No.
There's a peak there.
What's that at? Yeah,
123. Okay, so
123
and that
October.
was October 5th, so a month and a
Yeah.
half ago.
So
And now
don't
we're
tell me,
at
don't fucking try to fucking. I spend too much fucking time on this shit.
way too much. You said a month. We looked at a month. It was a month and a
All
half.
right.
That's
Well,
fine. So we're at 89 today? 87?
80, no, 80, 86, I think.
86, right.
Oh, it's
Go
87
ahead. But it
now.
got a little bump. Got a little bump.
Well, I
86.
mean, it trades 24/7, so there's never really a. But if you go year to date, it's what is it down 7%? Okay,
Yeah, 6.
now it's 6.6, and Berkshire Hathaway is up 11.5.
That's a 17-point swing
Yeah, so
you'd have to accept.
think I'll sit where I'm at, knowing that Berkshire just fucking bought I want to think fucking $17 billion worth of fucking Alphabet, which is Google, which owns Waves, which is going to be the engine that is used in all the unmanned automated vehicles. So I think that Mr. Buffett put one in the fucking hole from 175 yards out with a 9 iron before he fucking calls it a fucking career.
See, and that's the thing. It's when you look down the road. We started talking about the moon, okay, and we're talking about the future of AI, and actually it was Jeff Bezos' quote that you were telling me about earlier that I found in
Well, he was the one that, but that's not the one that. There's two companies, and Steve, if you've heard this, please chime in because I'm reading this at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and by the time you go up and down the rabbit holes, you're trying. It's like it's hard to digest. But all of a sudden, I read where that they've, in theory, have the ability to use protons to as an energy source. And protons are basically what electricity is would be an incandescent light bulb, and what a proton is would be the sun. So you're talking about that kind of difference, and a proton has no waste, produces no heat. So when you get to that, if somebody actually has that technology and they can impl- implement it, it kind of takes everybody else and puts them in a like they're back to fucking making a wheel.
Yeah. And the people listening now might you're thinking of AI in the typical like the shit where you make your dog look human right now on
Yeah,
your
that's
phone. You have to push out 50 years. Just think about the internet, right? Like in 95 when it was the coolest shit to go into a chat room and there were 20 people around the globe typing to each other. And like your concept of the internet and what we'd be dependent on, it was non-existent then. So what they're talking about here is that they believe the next generation of AI will demand such enormous computing power that the data centers that like we have now are going to be ineffective, and the amount of space and power, like Kevin was saying, that would be required would be impossible and unsafe anywhere right here. So
well,
so
not
that's
only
why the
that,
moon came up.
we can't we couldn't produce what they need for AI and produce what the human race needs to live.
No, the grid would not be able to handle any of
And
that.
to take it another step, part of the Tesla package of $1 trillion to Elon was he had to produce 1 million robots. That's part of his fucking. That's part of one of his. I think he's got 10 years to do that. I think it's 2 million. It may be five. It may be even more than that, but I know it's like I think it's 2 million uh, automated cars, so many actual e-vehicles, and then a million robots. So when we're talking about AI and we're talking about robots, now you take and you've got a workforce of 7.5 million robots. These robots don't take a break, work 24/7. So now you're looking at productivity. They don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
You teach them to be your physicians. They're doing all the surgeries. They're like so. There's no longer malpractice. Uh, so everything that we take and you put it into that form. To me, the next thing is like, okay, like who's in charge of Skynet? Like when the Terminator comes back, who's in charge of this fucking like it
Well, that's a
becomes
good question. How do you divide a space? Like who's got terrain, who's got say over terrain on the moon? Or uh, Musk is actually what I was reading. I want to credit the source here. I was getting a lot of this from the Times of India in their tech section from November 20th. Um, I want to quote Musk is planning AI servers powered by solar equipped Starlink satellites deployed in orbit. So it'd be like a floating power source almost.
yeah, it would be like giant space stations that
Yeah.
are supplying endless power again with no like what Bezos said was manufacturing will be done on the moon, living will be done on Earth. And that goes into the universal basic income. That when all the jobs are done by machines, then you still have to. Like, what do we do? We just basically are going to be what, a consumer base? Like you
Well, aren't
talking
we
about
now?
you talking about Gates, when Gates said, for in order for this to work, we need to lose 3 billion people. Like, there's a lot of fucking ways that could happen real quick. Especially if if everybody's got, you know, 7, 10 million fucking robots. I mean,
To give you an idea of the power requirement, Kev, according to this article, um, tech leaders are talking about, speaking in terms of hundreds of gigawatts or even terawatts, far exceeding the energy consumption of many entire nations to power servers for this. I mean, it's beyond our conception, but it's gonna be a reality.
and they're already got blueprints for one in Wisconsin, and they're going to fucking use the Great Lake, Lake Michigan, as the water source to cool this fucking thing. And just like, wow, let's take fucking a fifth of the fresh water on our planet and fuck it up.
It's a natural resource, yeah. It's just boy.
I don't know, man. I hope that, I hope that they really have worked out some way to get through that Van Allen fucking radiation belt.
And how dangerous is the output of that much energy? Like it,
Well, how
a
about that?
power leak or something a short.
How about that fucking power grid that they've got in Texas? It's, I think they built in 23. I mean, come on, like down here in Florida, fucking we get a 30-mile-an-hour wind and we don't have fucking power for fucking 3 days. Like
Fucking
none of this shit's put underground. Even we still got fucking poles with fucking wires all over the country.
yeah.
I watched today on Instagram a bunch of people standing by this platform, and everybody's got these tripods out with these cameras, and I'm like, what the fuck are they looking at? I'm waiting for like a tsunami or something to come over this bridge, and fucking this lightning bolt goes by, and it's this new Japanese train that goes 310 miles an hour.
Where are they doing this?
Japan,
Yeah.
310. China's got one that'll go 360. And China's got 42,000 kilometers of track. We got Amtrak and a train going 11.
Can't keep those on the rails.
Fuck no.
I mean, Europe, the speed trains in Europe have been, how old are they? Like
Well, I mean, Italy just redid their whole system. They've got, because Tamara and I, when we were in Italy, they hadn't opened it yet, but I think in June or July they were going to open a direct high speed Berlin to Rome,
oh, okay.
and it was like 4 fucking hours.
That's insane. I
Yeah.
took the one in Italy that does Italy. I don't know if it goes beyond, but I know you can go from like you can go. They go through the channel, right? The English Channel, so you can go from UK to
To
Paris, right?
Yeah, to
To like
Paris, and then
France
we
and
went. So when we went over there with T, we flew to London. We went train from UK to Paris. We took a train from Paris to Munich, and a train from Munich to Rome.
yeah, it's great. You get you get access to the entire continent in a
So
short amount of time. But like you're saying, I mean, shit be moving.
But
Hey,
so
listen,
when
in
we were
our
talking about
lifetime,
the universal basic income. So, Steve, what is that based on? Like I know that everybody would get us like a basically like a salary to fucking just. But like, do you have you
Most
done?
popular versions of a UBI has an amount of money by which you're guaranteed. So let's just, for easy math, say $100,000. If we did it today, it would be less.
Okay.
But let's say everyone is guaranteed $100,000. If you want to work, you should work because you want to work. So if you do a job that pays less than $100,000, like teacher, some in the medical profession, lots of nurses, you do that, and then the government pays you the difference. And if you want to make more than $100,000, we're still capitalist. That's the general idea of a UBI.
So I can still sling rock.
Absolutely. You got to pay your
Cool.
taxes, though.
Well, I'm down with that. I just run it through my company.
thought you were talking about a UTI for a minute, and
No, that's just drink some cranberry juice.
yeah,
Um, but so they've dismantled the Department of Education, and now it's no longer like, what have they done to they've done something to the categorization of like nurse practitioners, like certain technicians, where they're no longer. Fuck, man. I just was reading this when I was taking a deuce, and I didn't. I hate to bring up shit that I'm not totally, but if I can get, all I want to do is create enough curiosity for somebody to fucking do some Googling besides me. But this was just today, and I saw a bunch of Instagrams with nurses and nurse practitioners stating that they were basically they were being dropped, and it was like categorically, so it's not able to be student loaned. Like you can't get a student loan for these positions, and it's like one of them is in nursing, which we've got such a fucking a need for, and once again they've taken the Department of Education, and I want to think that they took K through 12 and took that responsibility and gave it to the fucking uh, Department of Labor. So if anybody wants to if anybody wants to just look at how fucked up shit is, just look at the Department of Education and see where it's being divided up to. And originally it was supposed to be to the states, and it's not.
so well, it's only when it's convenient. It's states. Steve, I sent you a link to the Newsweek article I'm going to quote here from one day ago, Kev. Nursing is no longer counted as a professional degree by Trump administration. Department of Education has excluded nursing as a professional degree program as it sets about implementing various measures regarding student loans laid out by President in one big beautiful bill. The move has sparked significant uproar among nurses and nursing groups, with the American Nurses Association saying, as reported by Nursing World, quote, that limiting nurses' access to funding for graduate education threatens the very foundation of patient care. I'm looking for a fucking reason for this.
Because if we talk about this, we can't talk about the Epstein
Yeah,
files.
is it the shiny thing on the other side of the room? Currently,
It's the loans.
260,000 students.
They don't want. They don't want to. They don't. They just don't want to. And it's just like, just to hear somebody say that a nurse is not a it's like, what? And when you go to a doctor in Florida, you're lucky to see a doctor. all you see is nurse practitioners.
Yeah, all over the place.
And
it's
they
more and
fucking
more
all got
becoming-
fucking script pads.
Yeah.
So it's like, how the fuck do you backpedal that? Is that something you do in the middle of the night, like the fucking Delta 9 and the fucking hemp, and you just fuck shit up, you know? I guess that's what happens when you decide you're going to fucking be a pedophile. I mean, you don't give a fuck. I mean, when you make that fucking move in your life, that you're gonna watch child pornography and go after fucking nine. I'm sorry, maybe it's the Megyn Kelly version of pedophilia, which is not really pedophilia because they are 14 to 17. Because I know that at 66, that makes a big fucking difference.
Yeah. Yeah. This is all it's all part of the great money grab, Kev. It's that make no mistake, folks, all of this budget cutting and trimming and waste and fat we're cutting out. The fucking deficit swelled to what so far? What 1.8? 1.8.
But I think 700 billion of that is interest.
Whatever the fuck. This is all to finance the big money grab in the tax break, offsetting that 4.7 trillion for that tax
No, I mean
break.
it's you can't
this
you
benefits
can't
the
take
country
in less.
No way.
I mean, it's just simple fucking math.
No.
This administration is by far the worst mathematicians I've remember when Oz came up there and said that every we had to lose like 175 billion fucking pounds or some shit, and it came out to everybody, each American had to lose 379 pounds. I'm like, what fucking idiot writes that on a fucking 3x5 and fucking puts it and then doesn't do the fucking math, doesn't go to fucking his app that says calculator and just one time pound it out?
They know their followers don't do math.
Jesus, man, it's just like,
Kev, if you're doing that, you're a math guy because of your your interest in the markets and whatnot, and you don't have to whip out an abacus, by the way,
No.
or a calculator.
though I have